We live in a dark time. The year is 2519 IC. Beginning of the end times. Warlord Vorbad Ironjaw has led his wog through the Badlands to the legendary battlefield of Blackfire Pass. Thousands of orcs and trolls are rushing their way towards the mouth of the pass and into the imperial state of Averland. Waiting for them is the army of Count Marius of Averland. His army is strong, but not enough to take on an orc horde of this magnitude. He has sent for Karl Franz, the Emperor, to come to his aid and save Averland from being sacked by the orcs. Sadly, the engagement had already begun before Karl can form with Marius. Today will be a bloody day for the Empire, and will be a sign of things to come. Hey everybody, it's Overkill here with the 5th video in our Total War, our Call of Warhammer historical battles. Oh boy, that was a sloppy intro. Well, today we are doing the 3rd Battle of Blackfire Pass, as promised, like a month and a half ago or a month ago, whenever the last episode was. It might have been like 2 weeks ago, who knows, I don't remember. But I've been having, let me just pause this before anything starts. I've been having a lot of trouble trying to do this battle. You may be wondering, holy shit, Overkill, what map is this? I haven't seen this in Medieval 2 before. Well, that's because I am using a limited edition version of Call of Warhammer 1.6. As far as I know, I'm the only YouTuber that has this version of the mod, which is called The Beginning of the End Times or something like that, which was graciously given to me by a viewer who made the mod, or is part of the team or something. I think they've made videos on Reddit about this new mod, but I do believe I am the only person that owns it right now. So it is 1.6, Call of Warhammer 1.6, but it is a extra edited 1.6. So I feel special. People are just getting 1.6, and I got this. You may be wondering, well, what does this add? Well, it has English translations of all the new stuff from 1.6, so like the Skaven and all that stuff. And here's something that I was having a lot of trouble with. There's giants in this, and Arachnarok spiders. Now they're not called Arachnaroks, they're just giant spiders. But for some reason on this map, they crash. At first I thought it was just the map. But it seems like it's the units on this map. So it's not really the map's fault, because obviously you're watching it right now. I'm spinning around and the map's doing fine. But it's whenever I use the combination of those units and this map, something goes wrong. And I really wanted to show you giants, because giants were a big part of the Battle of Blackfire Pass, because Karl Franz and Deathcloud, which of course we still don't have, actually battled a giant personally. So it was sad that I couldn't do that. And there's another limitation in the fact that I couldn't, of course, choose where I spawned. I tried my damned hardest to make sure I was on a team with Averland. So as you can see, we are not allies in this. It's a 3-way free-for-all, as you can see. This was literally the only way that I could get this kind of deployment, where I was in the pass, Averland was in front of it, and the orcs were attacking both of us. It literally never worked, and it didn't matter how far I spawned back. If I put the Averland here, they'd always run into the pass to try to fight me while the orcs chase them. And of course that doesn't work, because Averland and Reichland were allies in this, of course, because they're both imperial states. So what I had to do was literally make sure the orcs rushed into the pass before Averland and cut them off, which kind of works. In the real battle, it wasn't exactly like this. This is definitely not a retelling. But just basically a cool battle for you guys to watch, with an awesome map from an awesome dude that made an awesome mod. This is later in the battle, right? The Emperor Karl Franz, of course, has shown up with his army to aid Marius Lightdorf. But at this point, his army has already been weakened. He's already been fighting the orcs for a while. Of course, I can't represent that perfectly in the past. But imagine that this army was bigger, but a lot of them have died fighting the orcs. Now this is another wave of orcs coming in to fight them, and these guys are going to try to stop them. I tried to do this. I've been trying to get this to work for months or weeks. And it's just something's gone wrong basically every time. Either the characters die out of order, or Averland attacks me, which looks stupid. The game crashes whatever time I tried to do it. But I finally made a clip where I was actually able to play it. So this is the Averland army. It's weak after fighting the orcs for so long. The Emperor is finally showing up. You can see they have some Knights of the Blazing Sun, which is nice. And here's the orc army. Lots of black orcs, lots of biggins, and lots of trolls. Sorry, I couldn't click there apparently. But lots of trolls and lots of biggins and orcs and stuff. And then Karl Franz's army consists of a bunch of halberdiers, of course, a lot of dismounted Reiksguard, 2 units of warrior priests of Sigmar, 2 mortars, something special, some Hellblasters, and they're quite nice, 3 units of Reiksguard, and something very, very, very special for this battle, the Conqueror Steam Tank. Look how cool that looks. I can't wait to see Steam Tanks in Total War Warhammer, guys. I hope you guys are excited for that too. But anyway, without further ado, I've wasted too long on talking about this, so let's get right into the battle. So, soon enough, my artillery will start opening up on the orcs. I believe that it is about now that everybody starts getting ready, but you should see what this Hellblaster does to these orcs as they come into the pass. Here we go, my mortars are starting to load up. But yeah, this is a crazy battle. Again, my odds of winning should be higher than this due to the fact that I don't actually fight Averland. And you can see, like, even now, the very limited AI, they're not even fighting each other. They're literally both going for me, even though they're on separate teams. Eventually, they do start fighting. You can see here, my first mortar shells are coming in. So we'll watch some of these orcs blow up. There we go. Look at that, a big hit to the black orcs there. But yeah, basically in the real battle, there's a lot of things that we can't represent, of course. Vorbad Ironjaw literally kills Marius Lightdorf with his hands. He cracks his neck with his bare hands by choking him. Of course, we can't represent a good duel between them because the AI is so random. Of course, I could have tried to get people to script this with me. Or not script it, but, you know, like, get real people in here to do a multiplayer battle and script it a little bit. But that just comes down to randomness. I wouldn't have wanted to take time out of people's days to do that. And, of course, it's hard to get people, other YouTubers. I could have gotten some friends, maybe. Actually, yeah, I could have. But maybe for another battle where scripted events are very important. I did manage to get the characters to die in order. Because, of course, spoilers, Marius Lightdorf dies, as I just said. And Vorbad is killed in combat by Karl Franz as well. But yeah, sadly, like I said, I can't really represent these things perfectly with the AI, which is a bit of a shame. But I tried my best, and hopefully you guys get a nice, enjoyable battle out of this. So the artillery, I was going to say the AI, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. The artillery is still continuing to open up on them. I also have a unit of flagellants here, by the way. I didn't point them out. It's poor little flagellants. Basically, these guys are just madmen. If you know anything about flagellation, you know that what they are. They're literally crazy religious fanatics, and they can do a lot of damage on a charge because they literally don't give a shit. And you can see I'm starting to march them out of the way because I noticed a few of them took a couple of shots from the Hellblaster, which, by the way, I am attempting to watch fire, but it doesn't seem like they want to. That might be because of the unit being right in front of them. So we shall see if we can get them to fire. It doesn't quite seem like it, though, does it? Which is a bit of a shame. But basically, this just shoots a bunch of tiny explosive rounds. It's awesome. Oh, maybe they're going to fire at these guys. Or they might just push and spot. Alright. I was hoping I could get you guys to see them fire, but it doesn't. Oh, there we go. There it is. There was one. And you can see that it was hitting back here. And you can just see the devastation of what it just did. But anyway, the orcs have started to fight the Averland forces, and you can see that their boar boys are actually being very unsuccessful on them. We'll just get a nice little shot here of orcs fighting swordsmen. You can see how big these biggins are. That's something I like about this mod. It actually changed the size of the orcs. Now black orcs and biggins are huge compared to humans. I mean, like, look at that. They're crazy huge. And the black orcs are the same. Or actually, the black orcs are smaller than the biggins. That's not quite right, but whatever. But yeah, you can see the battle has started here. I've charged down my flagellants, so we'll take a nice little shot at them. You can see these crazy madmen just swinging their maces and their pieces of wood and stuff at these orcs. They don't give a shit about anything. And yeah, here are the lines clashing. Here's a nice charge of Reiksguard Knights and Warrior Priests. That's pretty cool. Backing up the halberds here. And you can see it's just a huge mosh here of my fully armored soldiers and their black orcs and biggins. And you can see right here, Marius Lightdorf is slain. I actually did like how that turned out, though. If anything was to kill him, I'm kind of glad that it was a boar boy. Because, of course, in the fight... Actually, I believe Vorbad was mounted the entire battle. That was a bit of a mistake on my part, but the AI tends to charge their generals in if it's cavalry, and they tend to die pretty quickly. But either way, we'll just imagine that Vorbad was magically in this boar boy unit and killed Marius, and then he switches to foot as a black orc. I don't know, whatever. But either way, Marius died here. You can see his great swords unit is right here. They just got charged by these boar boys, and he was of course slain. So that breaks pretty much all the morale of these Averland troops, and you can see that they start wavering and routing quite quickly. But yeah, sadly, Karl Franz did not arrive in time to really help Marius, and he was slain, which is quite sad. It was a really bad blow to the Empire as well, as that was one of the electric counts. You can see that my steam tank is charging in. He just killed a bunch of my own guys, or knocked them down at least, which isn't good. But oh well. But this thing's awesome. The fact that it charges through units and knocks them around and like kills them, it's really cool. I mean, look at that. It has a melee attack, guys. Like, it just charges into stuff and kills it. Of course, that cannon does work as well. But yeah. But as stated in the intro, this is the same year as the beginning of the end times, which is not a good time to be around if you're part of the Warhammer world. It's definitely not a good time. The Empire really did not have fun times there. But you can see, I didn't notice these trolls here, and the Reiksguard Knights charge into them, and I noticed that they're probably going to cause some havoc. They're running around here looking all derpy, got their arms up for no reason, like they have shields, but they don't. And I noticed that they're getting ready to run around this combat and right into my Hellblasters. So that's not quite good. I'm running my Reiksguard away, and you can see I actually charge a unit down this way. So they got a nice charge in there. Well, actually, what am I saying? They don't get a nice charge. The execution was nice, but the end result was not. And you can see that the trolls are, of course, going for my Hellblasters. The poor crew of the Hellblasters. Oh, they actually knocked down a bunch of their own Black Orcs. That was nice. But you can see that they just charged in these Hellblaster crew. They just killed everybody, which was a bit of a mistake. And I actually charged my Reiksguard Knights into this fight here. Remember that this was a gap before. This was clear before, and now it's just packed full of orcs. But you can see that all the orcs on this side have actually died, basically. I'm just fighting trolls and the scattered black and biggin here. The black orc and biggins, rather. No, okay, whatever. But yeah. But over on this flank, it's completely the opposite. On this flank, I'm being dominant, but on this one, I'm getting absolutely overrun, pretty much. The Reiksguard and Halberdiers, of course, they're not just letting the orcs take their position, but they are dying. That is a problem. And but you can see here, these guys are doing pretty good. And this is where I actually told my mortars to start firing on the trolls, attacking the Hellblaster. It's only down to like 2 crew, so I thought, why not take some health off these trolls, shoot a little bit of high explosive rounds at them. And you can see that it was successful earlier, and it is successful now. We're actually getting quite a few hits. And of course, we'll bring down the overall health of the trolls, which is good. And this is where I actually, of course, noticed that they were there because I'm firing at them. So I start bringing my Reiksguard around here to actually fight them because that's my only unit that I can really engage at them. But yeah. And you can see this is where I'm going to start trying to flank around with my cavalry. I actually risk this unit to fight these guys, so that Karl's unit, which is back here, can actually sneak around. And in the actual battle, I didn't realize that this extra unit of trolls was here. I only seen this one. Of course, that has no significance to the battle because we do win. But it's something I didn't notice. So I tie up this unit so that Karl can get around. He can start doing some flanking charges. Same with this unit. So we're going to get a good charge into the back of this blob here. I'm just running my men out here so that they can turn around. And you can see this is the attack order. And we're going to watch as they clash in. Of course, I was a little bit too close, so I don't get a good charge. And you can see the steam tanks just you know, chilling in the orc horde, just, you know, turning around and flopping around and stuff, just driving through them, no big deal. And you can see that I've actually charged my general's unit in here as well, Karl Franz. They actually managed to take out one of the trolls, woo, but I realized that wasn't doing anything, so I start flanking him around. And this is where I actually turn the Reiksguard around again after pulling them back. And they are going to go ahead for a charge here, so we'll watch as they line this charge up. Here we go. Boom! So they hit the center of the orcs pretty well. It killed anybody that they touched, but it didn't go really far into the combat. That, of course, does hurt their morale. So they are wavering, or at least one of the units was. I'm not quite sure who it was. But this unit actually got charged by Orc Biggins, which is not good. I charged Karl over here up on the top to see if I could just relieve some of the stress that these guys are having, because you can see they're dying pretty good. Basically all the halberds are dead, which is a bit of a shame. Brave soldiers of the Empire dying is never a good thing. And you can see that now that Karl's unit is free, and they are, of course, going for a rear charge over here. But I'm not sure. Yeah, I didn't get my lances down or anything, so it's not a very successful charge. So I do attempt to pull them out again. And you can see I pulled these guys out, and they just got attacked by a bunch of big boar boys, which isn't good. So they're engaging in a fight, but boar boys are, of course, not nearly as good as Reichsguard in a fight. And you can see that steam tank is still pumping around. Woo! Go steam tank, still killing. But yeah, you can see that the reinforcements that were killing the Averland troops are here. But they actually didn't last very long. They're just breaking. And this is actually Vorbad's personal unit, the Black Orc Destroyers. So that's quite scary. There he is, the bastard, trying to destroy the Empire. How dare he? We'll teach him a lesson that he sure won't forget. And you can see now I've got both my Reichsguard units back here. This is Karl's unit, I believe. And yeah, this is just the second other one. So I actually get a nice charge into these Black Orcs, and that actually takes down quite a few of them. And units like Black Orcs who have two hit points, that's very good to kill a bunch of them. And you can see I'm running Karl away because I don't want him to get caught by random Orc melee units, which would be bad, of course. But you can see now that my troops have actually overcome the Orcs on this side. We've completely wiped them away. And that was a shot from the steam tank. I don't know if you guys heard that. That, like, friggin' sounded like a thunderclap. It was awesome. The cannon from this is devastating, and that's what that big explosion was here as well. But here comes Karl Franz's unit, and guess who he's going for? That's right, he's going for Vorbad's personal unit. Charge into those Black Orc Destroyers, and you can see that a bunch of them just go flying and drop dead. Amazing. The charge of the Reichsguard can't be stopped by anything. That killed 20 Black Orcs, a unit with 2 hit points, mind you. And you can see now that after that devastating charge, it leaves a gap open for my troops to just charge into these Black Orcs. And it's exactly the situation that we want. We have Vorbad and his bodyguard we have his bodyguard pinned down, and now Karl Franz can personally deliver the death blow with his Reichsguard knights. And you'll actually see that the destroyers actually try to get out of this fight. All the Orcs and Black Orcs charge away. You can see that the destroyers charged in, but they try to pull out later, and you can see a big shot from the mortars just ripped apart those Orcs. That was awesome. You can see how many that just killed in this area here. And here we go with another flank charge from Karl Franz's personal unit, and that actually broke the Biggins that were around Vorbad. And you can see now that his unit's trying to run away. They're like, Zog this, we're getting away. But no, you're not. You're dying right here, buddy. So I started moving Karl Franz around, and I don't know if you noticed, but there's other units just in melee. I wasn't really paying attention. This guy's not doing anything; he's just chilling. And yeah, how's it going on the other side though? This fight's still going on. I've sent some reinforcements, as you can see. They've circled around here. They're fighting these guys, these last few Black Orcs, Biggins, and Trolls that are up here. And here we go with another charge from Karl into the Orc Warlord's unit. I kind of missed, but we actually managed to catch him, I believe, or he is around here somewhere. And he actually dies in a few moments. If I could just find him, that would be nice. I might just be... there he is. Now he's dead. And it was actually a Reichsguard Knight who delivered the death blow, so I was like, well, screw it. That's good enough. It's like impossible to get the generals to actually fight and kill each other. That would be so cool, though. It's going to be really nice in Total War Warhammer with characters actually being their own individual unit. But you can see now the spirit of the Orc army has been completely shattered. Pretty much all the troops are running. The occasional unit of Biggins or Black Orcs will come back, and they'll charge back. But, of course, my Reichsguard coming towards them really does freak them out. And you can see that this unit probably breaks before I even get to it. Just about. Yeah, so after we hit them, they break. But you can see now the fight has been reduced to fighting these trolls, basically. There's a unit of trolls in here. A full unit of trolls, mind you. That's just been slaying my guys. And there's also these guys that have been fighting my Reichsguard this entire time. This is, of course, my other unit of Reiksguard. The other one was completely destroyed by these trolls, which is a bit of a shame. But if we just put this on double speed, we'll get through this a bit quicker, because this fight does drag on a little bit, because these trolls are, of course, tough. But yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this battle. I know it wasn't 100%, but I guess this series never really was a recreation of any of the battles that I've shown you. It's more of just entertaining battles with the factions and kind of giving narrative to it. Because, of course, I can't 100% represent all the great things that have happened in the Warhammer world. But hopefully you've enjoyed. This has been the saga of Karl Franz before the end times. There's plenty of stuff that really goes on in the end times, but this is literally the last thing he gets to do before all the bad stuff in the end time starts happening, because it happens in the following months and years. Basically, everything happens between what is it, 2519? Is that the year right now? I think that's what I said. And 2522, or no, whatever. I'm sorry, but basically in like a 3 or 4 year period is when all the end time stuff happens. Which is very nasty. But you can see now we are approaching the end. These guys are just charging around up here, these damn little trolls. And yeah, I believe there's more over here or something, or oh, maybe not. I don't know where they went. There's just trolls everywhere. They're trolling me. They don't know when to give up. But yeah, this has been the Battle of Blackfire Pass, guys. Yes, here it is. This is what the problem was all along, is these 10 trolls that are here. They're just strewn out across this entire front. It's kind of weird how much this unit has actually spread out. This is all the same unit, guys. All these guys up here, they're actually part of the same unit. And you can see now I'm just starting to mosh them now that I finally found what was making this battle last on for so long, or go on for so long. But yeah, that's them. So they should start dying relatively quickly now that I have all of the people attacking them. They're exhausted. And all these people just poking and prodding at them. You can hear their screams. They're just slowly starting to go down. Actually, quite quickly starting to go down now, if I may add. That was 3 dead in just a couple of seconds. And they just start going down and down and down until they finally break, and we will be victorious. There's also these 2 here, but that's not that big of a deal. The big deal is these 7 here. But yes, and you can see they start dying quite quickly. All the halberds and the swords and the lances of my cavalry just start chopping them to pieces. And yeah, just like that, all the trolls have been defeated, or at least these ones are about to be. They are fighting to the death because my men are surrounding them, but it doesn't matter in the end because they are slain. And that is the victory. You can see that we lost 1,000 troops. We only survived with 874. Sadly, the Averland forces were basically completely destroyed, but we saved them from a unstoppable orc horde. Or not an unstoppable because we stopped it, but a surely unstoppable orc horde if it wasn't stopped at Blackfire Pass. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and if you have any battles that you would like to see next in this series, please let me know down below in the comments. But yeah, this has been Overkill as always, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.